From countless self-help books to endless social media posts, one message screams louder than any other in our modern world: be happy. She's fleeting pleasures, accumulat possession, and perfect, all in the relentless pursuit of this elusive state. But amidst this obsession with pleasure and constant striving, are we actually finding genuine joy, or are we, paradoxically, falling into a trap? This isn't just a marketing ploy. It's a deep, philosophical dilemma. Ancient thinkers pondered the nature of a good life, but never equated it solely with pleasure. Yet today, we are conditioned to believe that constant gratification is the ultimate goal. What if this very pursuit is sabotaging our capacity for true contentment? This video will delve into the happiness trap. We'll explore how modern society's obsession with pleasure often leads to deeper dissatisfaction, examining philosophical insights from both ancient wisdom and contemporary thought. More importantly, we'll seek a path to finding genuine joy in a world overwhelmed by superficial pursuits. For many, happiness is synonymous with pleasure. More money, more possessions, more status, more experiences, surely these will lead to lasting joy, right? Yet, time and again, we find that the initial thrill of acquisition or achievement quickly fades, leaving us yearning for the next thing. This phenomenon is known as the hedonic treadmill. The hedonic treadmill suggests that humans rapidly adapt to new levels of pleasure or wealth. What once brought immense joy soon becomes the new baseline, requiring even greater stimuli to achieve the same level of satisfaction. This creates a relentless, unsustainable cycle where true contentment remains perpetually out of reach. Philosophers have long observed this. The Epicureans, often misunderstood as proponents of reckless pleasure, actually advocated for ataraxia, a state of tranquility achieved by minimizing pain and fear, and finding contentment in simple, natural pleasures, not excessive ones. They understood that chasing intense pleasures often led to greater pain. The Stoics, whom we've often referenced, would emphasize that true happiness, eudaimonia, comes from within, from living virtuously and accepting what is beyond our control. External pleasures are indifferents, neither good nor bad in themselves, and certainly not the source of lasting joy. Chasing them creates dependence and anxiety. Man does not strive for happiness. Only the Englishman does that. This provocative quote suggests that a life solely focused on superficial happiness is a lesser, more common pursuit, not the grand striving of an Übermensch. In our modern world, this treadmill is accelerated by social media. We constantly see others' seemingly perfect lives, triggering an endless loop of comparison and desire. This amplifies dissatisfaction, pushing us further into the trap of believing the next purchase or validation will finally bring the promised happiness. If endless pleasure is a trap, then what is genuine joy? Philosophy offers richer, more sustainable definitions that transcend mere sensory gratification. Aristotle, in his concept of eudaimonia, offered a vision of human flourishing. A good life achieved through virtuous activity aligned with reason. Eudaimonia is not a fleeting emotion, but a state of being, a life well lived, achieved through purposeful activity and the cultivation of character. This involves striving, sometimes suffering, and active engagement with the world. Viktor Frankl, who also survived the cost-and-developed logotherapy, emphasizing that humanity's primary drive is a will to meaning not a will to pleasure. He observed that even in extreme suffering, those who found a purpose beyond themselves were able to persevere and find a profound sense of meaning, which transcended any fleeting happiness. Genuine joy, in this view, often arises as a side effect of pursuing a higher purpose or meaning. The secret for harvesting the greatest fruitfulness and the greatest enjoyment from existence is to live dangerously. While not about constant danger, this highlights that real joy comes from embracing challenges, taking risks, and not settling for mundane safety, pushing beyond superficial pleasures. It's in the overcoming that meaning and profound joy are found. Genuine joy, therefore, often involves purpose and meaning, a sense that your life, your actions, or your contributions matter. Growth and self-overcoming, the satisfaction of mastering challenges, learning new things, and becoming stronger. Connection and contribution, deep relationships, and a sense of belonging to something larger than oneself. Flow states, being so absorbed in an activity that time seems to disappear, a deep engagement that is inherently rewarding. Gratitude and appreciation, finding contentment in what you have, rather than constantly craving what you lack. These forms of joy are not fleeting. They are deeply integrated into a life well lived, providing a more robust and sustainable foundation for contentment. How can we escape the happiness trap of endless pleasure-seeking and cultivate a life rich in genuine joy? This requires intentional effort and a shift in our values. Redefine happiness. Move beyond the superficial definition of pleasure. Embrace a broader understanding that includes purpose, growth, connection, and resilience. Recognize that moments of discomfort or struggle can be integral to deeper joy. Cultivate self-generated purpose. Actively seek and pursue what gives your life meaning, independent of societal expectations. This is your will to power in action. Dedicate yourself to projects, relationships, or causes that align with your deepest values. Practice gratitude and mindfulness. Regularly reflect on what you are thankful for. Being present in the moment and appreciating the simple things can significantly increase contentment. This is a powerful antidote to the always wanting more mentality. Embrace amor facila your fate of your life, including setbacks and failures, as essential for your becoming. This radical acceptance liberates you from resentment and allows you to find strength in every experience. One must still have chaos in oneself to give birth to a dancing star. This implies that profound joy and creativity often emerge from embracing, not fearing, the chaotic or difficult aspects of existence. Build deep connections. Invest in meaningful relationships rather than superficial interactions. Human connection, empathy, and contribution to a community are profound sources of joy that transcend fleeting pleasures. Seek flow states. Identify activities that fully absorb you, where you lose track of time. Pursue these activities regularly, as they are inherently rewarding and build genuine contentment. The obsession with fleeting pleasure has created a happiness trap that leaves many feeling unfulfilled. But by shifting our focus to deeper, more sustainable sources of joy, purpose, growth, connection, and life affirmation, we can break free from this cycle. The epical mind recognizes that genuine joy is not something to be passively received, but actively cultivated. It is a revolution within, a conscious choice to prioritize meaning over momentary gratification. So, as you seek true contentment in this modern world, what fleeting pleasure are you ready to release to make room for deeper joy? How will you intentionally cultivate a sense of purpose in your daily life? What practices of gratitude or mindfulness can you integrate to enhance your contentment? Are you ready to embrace the full spectrum of life, finding joy not just in pleasure, but in growth and overcoming? The power to build a life rich in genuine joy, a life you would affirm repeatedly, lies within you. It is time to unleash that power, to escape the trap, and to find your authentic path to flourishing.